Hey, what's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to T's Time. I'm TJ. Thank you for tuning in. Today we have a drag link on the Freightliner, 2008 Freightliner, aka Percy the van. Right now I'm going to replace the drag links. I'm going to show you how to. It's 2 bolts or 2 nuts that have to come off, 2 castle nuts. Actually, let me open this so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is a drag link right here, vehicle specific. Make sure you measure and check part numbers to get the correct part that you're going to need. But to remove and install, there's going to be 2 castle nuts. Make sure you have some new cotter pins to replace, to put in these, to make sure that these don't back out. And check your vehicle's recommended torque specs for these. These are important bolts. So I have some tools laid out here that I'm going to use to remove these. And I have tie rod removal with a bucket to catch the other end to pop that off if it doesn't work, along with a pickle fork, so you could beat it off if it doesn't. If you could beat it off, or use like the little set right here, just so there's a little space for you to apply pressure to get that drag link bolt, because this is going to be installed, so this needs to get popped out, so you can beat it off, or you can use some tools to press it out. So we have that torque wrench right here, 1/2 inch, some various sockets I'm going to use. I have a 27 and a 28 millimeter. I believe the 27 is for this, and then the 28 millimeter is what's on the vehicle right now, and then just a socket so I could use this to crank down on the tire rod removal tool, and an impact. If you're using an impact, make sure you use impact sockets. If you don't, work at your own risk. But right now I'm going to show you exactly why I'm replacing this. It's because of this torn boot right here. So with the boot being torn, it allows dirt and moisture to get in and can wear that out. I don't have any like vibration or anything like that, but like it will fail eventually, so I'd rather just replace it now sooner rather than later. And you also need a grease gun. So I don't have that out here. I just don't want grease all over the place. But it's going to be pretty quick. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. Pretty quick. Remove cotter pin, remove castle nut, pop the other one out, and then install the new one. And make sure you have torque specs for whatever you're working with, especially suspension components. You want to make sure those are torqued accordingly. So right now we're going to get into removal and install. So yeah. Remove the cotter pin. .28 millimeter. All right. So the pickle fork was a lot easier than actually trying to use the press. The press just was moving, it was sliding, wasn't the safest. The pickle fork is a little brute, a little crude, but it gets the job done. It'll just wedge it in and bang it, and it pops out. So what you want to do is get this, like these little openings, cleaned out, and just make sure they're good. You don't want these to end up seizing in the future, so you can see like the moisture that was in there. So you can even probably just take a little bit like of that grease that's right there after you clean it out, and just rub that in there, acts as like a anti-seize, and then just reinstall the new one, which we're about to do right now. Make sure you get the correct torque specs for your vehicle. So yeah, install time. Keep it loose until you get both ends in, and then you could tighten everything. That way it gives you a little bit of wiggle room. And I'm putting grease on the boots just as like they move when you turn, so I don't want them like binding up and tearing the boot. So add like a little bit of grease and it should be good. All right, I'm gonna change out the grease fittings. As you can see, there's paint over the grease fittings, not allowing the grease gun to do what it needs to do. I do have spares, so I'm gonna find one that fits and replace both of those. They probably shouldn't have painted over those, but yeah. And bada boom, bada bing, it's in, it's installed, it's finished. We have new grease zerks, new cotter pins on the castle nuts, new drag link. Everything was smooth. The hardest part of this whole ordeal was probably actually getting the cotter pin lined up. But yeah, once you get that lined up, get the cotter pins in, just make sure that they're secure. That keeps the castle nut from backing off. It's a safety measure. But yeah, it didn't take long. I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. Like, I had the part, it's just been sitting there, but I've just been like busy working on everything else. So everything else still needs to be somewhat finished, but we're definitely getting there. But I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this video has helped you in some way, some sort. If it has, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to leave comments. If you have any suggestions or if you have anything to add to this video, please do so below. So until next Wednesday, just remember, you got plenty to do. You have plenty of time. Don't rush yourself. Get the stuff done correctly, the first time, and everything will be good. So I'll see you next Wednesday. Peace. TJ. Oh yeah, and when you're doing suspension work, it's always good practice to go get an alignment or have your alignment checked. I just want to throw that little tidbit in there. And also, yeah, your grease gun out, go ahead and grease all your fittings if you have grease fittings. So see you next Wednesday. Peace.